And so I wanted to just briefly reconnect to the engagement strategies under our connecting principles, because I'm finding myself like forgetting to connect before I correct. And I'm wondering if a lot of other families are getting into that. And it's just like, it's like I keep seeing on Facebook, like I'm not designed to be a full-time employee, a full-time, you know, work from home mom, a full-time deal with a pandemic. Like my brain and my body are not designed for everything that's coming at us right now. But I know that when I connect, I don't have to correct. And so little things that for me this morning, just this morning alone, anybody making a bunch of TikToks out there? Yeah. So me neither, but I did today. And I was like, you want me to do what? And she's like, just like shout out these weird words. And I'm like, is any of this inappropriate? Like, I need to know, because there's a good chance it's going to get out there. And she's like, no, mom. And I'm like, okay. So like made a TikTok, let them do my hair for my youngest. She's into cosplay. She is so, it's like, and she's she does the flags and the color guard and the rifles and all that for the band, which I'm like, well, maybe you could teach me how to do that. Because her interests are so vastly different than mine that I have to shift my mindset from her telling me everything we need to buy or all her creative ideas, and to show me and teach me, so that we can actually connect and I become more interested and more invested in something that she really loves. And then I find, really, if I do that 2-3 times a day and just a small amount of time, then I can get my clump of time to do a little bit of work here and a little bit of work there, as opposed to me trying to get them to just go occupy yourselves. And they're older, but go occupy yourselves for several hours. And then I start to get frustrated and they get frustrated. But if I just take these little breaks throughout the day and do heavy connecting on what interests them, not me, but them, then our day is a million times better. And so I just wanted to go through in this moment, who knows, you can do it in the chat, list, who can list the 5 engagement strategies? Or even 1 or 2. Playful engagement, my absolute favorite, because for me, that was the easiest one to get to. And remember, when we're being playful, play disarms fear. So we have an immediate opportunity to get them back into their learning brain or their upstairs brain. But also remember, play isn't sarcasm, play isn't belittling, right? Like play is play. So really playing, we're not correcting during playtime. If you're going to do Play-Doh with kids, you need to go into it with the expectation that they're going to mix colors and you're going to have a giant blob of gray Play-Doh at the end. If you need to correct that behavior, that's probably not where you want to do your connected playtime. So finding things to do with the littles and the middles that aren't going to require a lot of correction is really important. And then just keeping the attitude playful in the house. Things are so stressful right now. In fact, I realized, like, I went 4 days without watching the news and my stress level went way down, but then I felt disconnected and my stress level started to go up. So I've started recording the noon, like the 1 or the 11 o'clock local news, because they don't scare me like the nighttime news does. But it gives me a little bit of a connection to the reality of what's happening, but also it doesn't give me doom and gloom. And then, so eye contact. Remember, eye contact is not given out of respect, it's given out of connection. And so it would be a really easy time with the level of stress that we're under to do the whole look at me when I'm talking to you. Anybody else have that memory? Like, it makes my hair on my neck stand up, and like I can remember my dad doing the look, like, and it still scares me. But just thinking about what do we want eye contact for? And it's just for connection, right? So not getting hemmed up on it being a disrespectful thing that they're looking away, but trying to be creative and playful in how you can get eye contact. Healthy touch, definitely my personal favorite as a non-toucher. Anybody else fall into that category? Like, I'm not much of a hugger. Yeah, okay. So, but I'm learning as the weeks go by and my kids are getting a lot less friend contact, and teenagers are highly touchy people. Like if you look at them, they bump into each other on purpose and like they get a lot of touch in and out constantly throughout their day at school. And guess who they have left to do that with? Me. And I'm like, stop, don't touch me there. You know, but I want to I want to try to slow that down. So I'm trying to be really creative and finding ways to just be affectionate and just like really intentional about giving them more hugs, which isn't really a normal thing. I mean, we hug each other, don't get me wrong, but like the amount of hugging that I'm doing with them has increased because I'm recognizing they physically need it, and they will just stay there and hold on. And I'm like, okay, you know, so bringing them in for that. Voice. Anybody else having a problem with their voice? Me, for sure. Because I'm like, this isn't that really hard to just listen to what I'm saying. And all of a sudden I'm like, you know, so really monitoring your voice. You can't be playful and in the deep, heavy, punitive voice at the same time. And so just watching, what is your tone, volume, and cadence saying? Okay. What did I miss? You guys went so fast. Behavior matching. So I think about this with littles and it feels easy to me. And I think about it with teens and it feels more complicated because teens think we're weird, right? They're like total weirdo. Why are you sitting like me? Why are you copying me? Why are you doing that to me? And so I think about like one thing I've started doing with one of the girls is just going for a drive in the afternoon. And it's not like ideally behavior matching, but it is a great connection time. And we don't ever get out of the car. Like we laugh about what we're wearing and how bad it would be if we were in a wreck, because then people would see our outfits. But just finding easy ways to match their behavior and what they're doing. And if you do that connected play, then it's really easy to just come into that 5-10 minutes and match everything they're doing. So if they're playing with blocks, we're playing with blocks. If they're drawing a picture, we try to draw the same picture, right? Did I get them all? Y'all got them all. So I just want to encourage as we keep going and people's stress seems to be, even as we settle in, they also seem to be like a little bit increased in stress load, that I just encourage that we would go back to connection and being really intentional and proactively connecting so that we don't have the need for as much correction or frustration. And when I'm playing and having fun with my kids, they're just fine. And I can go back and get stuff done. And so we're all having fun and we're all engaged and we're all doing this together. And it just like, we just feel better at the end of the day. So I think this week, I just really encourage everybody to teach your families and remind your families about the engagement strategies and about just connecting before you correct.